Hey everyone, just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the movie La La Land, which is in theaters right now. It's a movie musical written and directed by Damien Chazelle, and it stars Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. It's also got a supporting cast of J.K. Simmons, Rosemary DeWitt, and John Legend, but I will say that this movie heavily focuses on the two stars. It's pretty much all Ryan Gosling's character Sebastian and Emma Stone's character Mia, which was somewhat detrimental for me. The supporting actors and cast, everyone else in this movie could have almost been played by cardboard cutouts of people. There was no depth to any of the other characters outside of your two stars here, which I found to be somewhat odd. From a musical standpoint, it starts off with a really great song and dance number at the beginning, which is really fun, and then the movie transitions a little bit and does a few more musical numbers, but then, it's a 2 hour and 8 minute long movie, and it seems to forget for about an hour of that runtime that it is a musical. There was a lot less music, song, and dance in this than I thought there was going to be, and so I was kind of disappointed in regard to that. It pretty much just turns into a standard romantic drama for a good half of the movie almost, and then when you couple that with the fact that your supporting cast is almost non-existent and you're really just relying on Gosling and Stone's performances, that can kind of leave somewhat of an empty feeling, I thought. When it came to the musical performances though, some of the songs were really good. I will say though that with Ryan Gosling, his singing was passable. At no point did I really think he was doing a great job with the singing. But I will say this, I know from behind the scenes stuff regarding this movie that he did put a lot of effort into learning to play the piano because his character is a jazz pianist, and so he does a lot of that throughout the movie, and it's really nice to know that he wasn't swapped out with a body double or a hand double all the time, or they didn't have to use CGI or anything like that to make his piano playing look legitimate. From what I've read and what I saw in the movie, he did a really fine job portraying that aspect of his character, so I really like the dedication there. Emma Stone, I know that she has vocal training. The problem for her singing in the movie was a lot of the recordings that they did of her when they would do it in post-production and voice over her singing really kind of took me out of it. I didn't really think they did a good job there because it made me feel almost like she wasn't actually singing when I knew that she actually was, with the exception of one of her songs that she sings at the very or near the tail end of the film. She does a phenomenal job with that musical piece, so I thought that was really great and kind of saved her performance for me. It was like the one big thing that kind of redeemed her whole character for me from a musical standpoint, so I thought that was good. Choreography wise, again, I got to go with disappointment here. And at first I thought it was just because Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, they're not professional dancers, and so I thought it was primarily on them. But then when I really looked at all of the choreography of the background dancers and everything like that, what they were doing, I found it to be really drab and uninspiring. There wasn't much excitement going on in the background. I didn't really like a lot of the footwork or any of the acrobatics that were being performed in the background. Nothing really stood out to me as something awe-inspiring or amazing or anything like that. So there was that. So I'm not sure what the misstep there was on the choreography itself, but I thought that another movie earlier in 2016 did a much better job with the choreography, and that would be Hail Caesar. Some of the dance routines that they did in that movie I actually thought were really well done and really well executed, and I feel like La La Land kind of missed an opportunity there. Especially since it is a movie musical, and some of the music and dancing was not as great as I thought it was going to be, so that was somewhat, like I said, jarring for me. I know that this sounds kind of like a negative review. Like I said, I like the movie, I just don't think it's as great as people are making it out to be. It harkens back to old Hollywood musicals, but it kind of misses the mark on really paying tribute to those movies. It doesn't necessarily rely on nostalgia, but almost lifting entire elements from older movies and putting them into this one. So I thought that was also somewhat of a misstep. If you've never seen some of the older musicals, this might still feel like a fresh experience for you, so that'll be great for you. But if you grew up or watched any of the older films, I think you might be a little bit let down by what you see in La La Land. Like I said, it's a good movie. I know it's going to get nominated for Best Picture of the Year. It's probably even going to win because it's getting so much buzz in the Hollywood crowd and the Los Angeles crowd itself that I think this movie might honestly be unstoppable at the Oscars, which is really unfortunate because I know I've seen at least 2 or 3 movies this year that were better than it, and I feel like I've got 2 solid contenders in other movies that might potentially be better than La La Land as well. But a lot of times Hollywood really does like to kind of take a nostalgia trip with their Oscar awards and really give things to things like The Artist or Chicago, movies that kind of look back on the golden age of Hollywood when they might not necessarily be the best picture of the year. And of course, that's just my opinion. I know that some people might disagree with that, but that's how I feel with La La Land. I feel like this is a movie that will be somewhat forgettable in years to come. It's not going to join the pantheon of great Hollywood musicals or anything, I don't think. But overall, it's still a good movie. It's still fun. It's still a magical experience. I mean, like I said, some of the art design and set design on this movie are amazing, and what they do use of the city of Los Angeles with the lighting and everything, I think it is a beautiful movie. It's just that I wanted it to be more than that, and so when you go and see that, keep an open mind. I'm sure you'll still enjoy the movie. It'll be a lot of fun. I just think that the movie is slightly overrated. So I would give it a solid B or an 8.5 out of 10. And I know that that's probably going to disagree with a lot of my West Coast LA friends, but that's how I think it is as a guy from Phoenix, Arizona. So when you go see this, if you go see this, like I said, I mean, keep an open mind. It is a fun movie, but it isn't, I don't think it's as much as people are saying it is. So have fun with it though, and I look forward to talking to you guys about the next movie that I see here, and we'll talk more then. Have a good one. Bye-bye.